broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another race here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, it's the Cyber Thunder Racing League bringing you the Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup Series live here at Talladega. 85 laps of action getting set to happen here on the high banks, the super speedway known as Talladega. Got to thank our sponsors, www.w4wusa.org. Guys, make sure you check that out. I actually just learned about that tonight. It's Wheels for Warriors. Believe it's out of Lincoln, Nebraska, where veterans come home. They get paired with a mentor, basically to get on two wheels and ride. Registration, fuel, fees, all covered for the first year to try and help them re-assimilate back into the population after doing their time in service, and we can't thank them enough. Of course, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and the Mountain Mafia Kennels. And I got to throw it out there, Dave in the Cave, because he's on the list, and I guess we'll get that out of the way. No, I'm not Dave. My name is Chris, and I'm going to be bringing you all the action here live tonight from Talladega, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I can't wait to do it with you. I've been watching practice here for several minutes, getting to know these guys and learning just how many of them I'm going to mispronounce their names. And right there, that is a pretty good shot of what can happen here tonight. Of course, in a Ford car pack, only two of them got taken out, but that's something we have to watch out for here tonight. The big one here at Talladega. We've seen it many, many times. It can turn your race from outstanding to out in the trailer in a heartbeat, and that is something we're going to hope we don't see here tonight. Again, 85 laps of action. I'm being told the fuel runs are about 25 to 27 laps, so we're going to watch out for that, hoping to see some exciting green flag pit stops here tonight. This field dominated mostly by Chevrolets. There's a handful of Fords and Toyotas along with those Chevys. And some really great looking cars out there. Can't wait to bring you this action. Qualifying should be starting here in just under 3 minutes, as these guys still warming it up. Some 34 drivers getting ready to go live and fast around this big, big track. 2.65 miles, I believe, if memory serves. The real speed going to happen when they're nose to tail. The draft is huge here at Talladega. One thing you don't want to do, you don't want to get caught coming out of pit road by yourself. That happens, you're done. You're going to go backwards. You got to have your partner or partners right around with you so you can get back up to speed as quickly as possible. Again, Talladega, 85 laps, and I am getting excited. I love super speedway racing. I want to go ahead and thank everybody right at the top of this for coming on into the Turn 3 Racing Network. If this is your first time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you know we go live just about every single night, multiple times on multiple nights. If e-racing is something you like to see, Turn 3 Racing is definitely the place to be. Some of the best broadcasters, some of the best leagues. We owe it all to them. There are definitely some names that I am going to mispronounce, so I am going to go ahead and apologize right now. When I do it, I am sorry. Practice just about done, about 30 seconds left, and we'll head into qualifying. And we'll get this show on the road. Let's take a look at top performers here in practice. Chris Wold up top. Finnemore going to be second quickest here. Zach Channels. Or Cahalis, excuse me. I think that's how I said I was going to say it. Mike Stiverson and Dusty Martin, your top 5 quickest here in practice. So we'll certainly be watching out for those guys as everybody comes down pit road. And just like that, practice is done. We get set for qualifying. Jake, you're not the only one that loves Dega. My goodness. I've been actually excited about this all day. Not only is it a new league, so it's a chance to meet some new people, but it's Dega, baby. I absolutely love Dega. All right, let's get on track. Qualifying underway. We got 10 minutes to qualify. Jason Dalton on track in his number 22. A few other drivers out there as well. Scott Crouch, Kyle Jett, Dusty Martin, and Bob Rogerson just popping on the track. Oh, man. So you know some of these guys. So whenever I say their name wrong, how are we going to do this? Because there's going to be a bit of a delay. All right, so whenever I say somebody's name wrong, I'll take the delay. Just go ahead and let me know. It doesn't mean I'm going to be able to fix it, because once I say somebody's name, that's how it is in my head. But, well, we're going to figure it out. I was talking to Tom before we went live here, and he said, you know, Dave's been working with Eagle for about a year and a half, and he still says everybody's name's wrong. So I feel like I'm going to be okay. A lot of other drivers joining out there. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Eric Anderson out there. Jay Morris. Jerry Isaacs. Jeff Sharp also on track. We're still following Jason Dullen as we are waiting for some times to start popping up here in qualifying. Takes so long to get around this track. But there we go. A 53.182 the first time posted out of Jason Dullen, and just like that, Kyle Jetty in the 42 takes it right away, and Crouch does the same. Dusty Martin, it's like every single guy just a little bit quicker. Martin right now in the 35, gonna be your pole sitter if it doesn't change. Bob Rogerson comes in 4th quickest. Quick lap time so far out of Dusty Martin, a 52.28 by himself. Scott Crouch with a 52.33, so just 5/100ths away. Wold and Isaacs coming in 3rd and 5th. And so far, Martin has been able to hold on to that top spot in that number 35. Little shuffle between Jet and Dalton. Jetty pushing up the list a little bit. Crouch going to stay in 3rd. Used to have a gentleman that raced locally here. His name is Robbie Crouch, so at least that name I know how to say. Top 3 times are looking like they're getting pretty tough to beat out there. And just like that, Chris Wald comes in with a 52.283. That is the quick time here so far, posted by Chris Wald. "13 drivers, make it 14 now, have crossed the start-finish line for at least one lap. Finnemore, 15th quickest. Make that 7th as he jumps way up the charts. That Monster Energy drink, number 1, looking sharp out there. Jay Morris out on track right now, being scored 14th quickest. And Eric Moore. Or is it Maurer? Could go either way. Eric 15th quickest out there right now. Got 8 drivers on track. Make it 7 who haven't posted a time. Sanders comes over the line, 17th quickest. Still in that 52 second bracket. 52.83 is the slowest time so far. And all this is going to go out the window as soon as these guys draft up. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on how long it takes them to get up track because, well, it's simply not going to matter. Tom Ricker. In the Hamburger Helper Cheerios, number 34, 19th quickest so far. Dave Sanders launches up to 3rd. Mike Grandy Sr. pulls in a 4th. Anthony Hanna in the 69 car. Gonna be 12th quickest. And still a lot of the field out there trying to qualify. We won in Michigan on Tuesday. Okay, so Tom is on a little bit of a roll. All right. See, it's that inside stuff. I don't know, but I love learning about it. Cole Gray out there. The Salty Bay Company. Number 88. Sean Hook in the 188. 15th quickest in the Hooters car. Trevor Ryan has that 17th locked in pretty good. I'm just using this time to kind of look at the cars. I've been on this service for a very long time. And these cars are just getting better and better to look at. New gentleman in the top 10. It's going to be Todd Neese pulling a 6th quickest as he finishes up his qualifying effort. Just had over 2 minutes left to go here. That's awesome. I know a couple of very good painters. I'm not one of them. The last time I tried to paint something, well, let's just say one of my best friend's kids looked at me and said, "Do you want to borrow some crayons?" It was nice of her to let me use them. And then her dad actually did the paint for me. Andrew Kotska out there in the 47. He's going to try and make a run for it. Just a little under a minute and a half left here of qualifying. That's exactly right. Yeah, I got the broken ones and the white one. I don't understand. Whatever, you know, kids will be kids. I love them all, but too good. So it looks like we're going to have 7 drivers that are not going to try and qualify here with 30 seconds left, we'll call it. Kotska, the last one on track in the 47, 19th quickest. So I believe the field is going to be set. Oh boy, lots of winners out there. Okay. Look, anybody who's out there right now is a winner. And I dig it. And that is the end of qualifying. Simple, easy, effective. Let's get the grid up. Starting on the pole tonight, driving the number 32 out of Underdog Racing, it's going to be Chris Wold. To his outside in the 35, the Double Shot Motorsports driver Dusty Martin. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be the 77 out of Mad Sim Racing. It's Dave Sanders. And to his outside, driving the number 12 Voodoo Machine, it's going to be Mike Grandy Sr. Starting inside row number 3, it's going to be the 51 out of Mad Sim Racing. It's Jerry Isaacs. Starting in the 6th spot to the outside out of KJD2 Racing, the number 60 of Todd Neese. Starting in 7th spot out of Underdog Racing, it's going to be the 43 driven by Eric Anderson. And to his outside out of Long Shots Motorsports, it's going to be the 14 of Crank Bell. Starting in the 9th spot, the number 68 out of Plains Racing, it's going to be Scott Crouch. And to his outside, it's going to be Coleridge Finnemore, driving the number 1 from Underdog Racing. Starting inside of row number 6 tonight, it's going to be Jeff Sharp, driving the number 19. And to his outside, it's going to be Kyle Jetty in the Shavota Motorsports number 42. Starting in 13th tonight, out of Shavota Motorsports, it's the number 69 of Anthony Hanna. And to his outside, out of Team XLR, it's going to be Tom Richter in the 34. Starting in 15th, it's Eric Moore driving the 5 out of Longshot Motorsports. And to his outside, Sean Hook, driver out of Texas, driving the 188. Starting in 17th spot tonight, it's going to be the Shavota Motorsports number 24, driven by Zach Kahalis. And to his outside, the 18, driven by Trevor Ryan. Starting in 19th here tonight, out of Mad Sim Racing, it's the number 47 of Andrew Kotska. And to his outside, starting in the 20th spot, the number 22 of Jason Dalton. Starting in 21st tonight, out of Long Shot Motorsports, it's the 88 driven by Cole Gray. And to his outside out of JR Motorsports, the 78 of Bob Rogerson. David Rogerson in the 37, going to start in 23rd here tonight. And to his outside, Jay Morris out of SGM Racing is going to drive the number 27 away from the 24th spot. Starting in 25th tonight, it's going to be Chris Dean, the Dean Machine, in the double shot number 2. To his outside, out of Mad Sim Racing, it's going to be John Dykeman in the 41. Starting 27th in the 101, out of Canada, it's going to be Dave Gainforth. Long Shot Motorsports number 4, Paul Turner, going to start 28th. Colby Tucker, out of Mad Sim Racing Yellow, the 96, going to be starting 29th. In 30th, Mad Sim Racing's number 64, driven by Cody Richardson. Mad Sim Racing's number 89, going to be driven by Patrick Stein tonight. Brian Dorsey in the 932nd. 33rd, going to be Mike Stiverson, driving the number 20. And shotgun on the field, Andrew Caldwell, driving the number 46. That is our grid tonight. 34 drivers set to take the green, and it is out. We are going to go racing, boys. Right on the back bumper of our pole sitter, Chris Wold. We're looking back at the 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. Up to second spot already. That inside line starting to make moves early on in this one. The inside lane, the preferred lane here at Talladega. The outside lane is capable of going, but you got to get such a long line of cars, and it usually takes a little bit. But once it goes, you can usually snap down to the back, to the bottom of the track, get back into that inside groove and keep it rolling. But right now, Chris Wold leads them around the track, getting ready to finish lap number 1. A lot of cars out on track. I'm going to be honest, not used to calling this many cars, but here we are. Single file way back. Looks like Eric Moore on the... No, it's not. It's the number 60 of Todd Neese, the first car on the outside. He's being followed by the 22, Jason Dalton. Meanwhile, the inside line is just pulling. Chris Dean on the inside in the 2 car. The latest driver to go by, the 60 of Todd Neese. Rick out there. Buddy, it's good to see you. If I knew you were home, I would have said, come on in the booth with me. That's a lot of names I called out. Chris Wold leads the way again, and still. Remember, fuel runs about 25 to 27 laps here. They're running 70% fuel. And the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, this is great stuff. I want to thank them for inviting me. Of course, Dave, who would normally be calling this race, is currently unavailable. He's trying to purchase a home. I get that. Side-by-side action a little bit further back in the pack. The 35 down on the inside. The 14 stuck to the outside. The 14, Crank Bell, being passed by Dusty Martin. Yeah, Jay, I think he's got the place. He's just waiting to sign. Meanwhile, he's kind of stuck somewhere that doesn't have the best of internet. Oh, we're going 2 wide, almost 3 wide there for a second. Dusty Martin trying to make a push to the front. He's doing it on the outside. He has a little bit of help out of the 14. That's Crank Bell. Bell giving a little push to the backside of the 35, and sometimes that's what it takes to get a little extra speed here. So Dusty Martin's got some help, a little tip tap on the back bumper out of the 14 just to add a little bit of speed. Meanwhile, up front, Chris Wold continues to lead the way over Mike Grandy Sr. Dave Sanders sitting in the third spot. Jerry Isaacs, Eric Anderson, your top five. I don't envy anybody that's moving right now. I just don't. Not with the market the way it is. Outside line started to make some moves, but now it's kind of stalled. The 35 of Dusty Martin stuck to the outside and only one car behind him. It's the 14 still holding on. It's Crank Bell. Bell trying to push, but man, they could use a couple extra cars up there. Is anybody from the bottom lane going to jump up? Any takers out there yet? It's a little early. A little further back in the field, we're running with Chris Dean in the number 2 car. Dean running in the 19th spot. Behind him, Andrew Koska. And Koska looking to the outside. Here comes the 78, going to try and take away a spot. That's Bob Rogerson. Rogerson on the inside, getting to the back bumper of Jay Morris in the 27. That's going to shut out the 47, and back he's going to go. Not right on. I can go without a lot of things. Food, water, but internet? Yeah, you're drawing the line. So it looks like we are starting to form up a couple of different packs here. Pack number 1, Bob Rogerson. Oh, excuse me, this is pack number 2. Rogerson running in the 21st spot, and he's got 5 cars behind him, plus a couple of stragglers that are trying to get back into that group. You got 2 cars. Well, you got a couple of cars that are, there they are, running 31st and 32nd. That's Brian Dorsey and Zach Kahalis. Those two may be playing the strategy of what if. Yeah, the 77 alive on this track right now, Rick. You're absolutely right, bud. Wold has led all 7 completed laps. Make it 8 as they cross the start-finish line. Working lap number 9 here at Talladega. I believe this is actually probably not race number 3, but I'm not sure what number it is, so that's what it says. Let's take a look through the field as they're running right now. Chris Wold. He is one of the racing division directors here, driving the number 32, and he is leading the way, has been since the drop of the green flag. Mike Grandy Sr. in the 12 car, up 2 spots into the 2nd spot. Sanders unchanged since the drop of the green. He's sitting in the 3rd spot. That's 77, just kind of minding his P's and Q's, getting around the track, clicking off laps. Jerry Isaacs out of St. Louis has a problem when he pees, apparently. Pretty strong list of winners right there. Eric Anderson at Panama City. Rounding out the top 5. Coolidge Fenimore. Eight-time Wheels for Wheelers Warriors Pro Cup winner and the Season 1 truck champion. So he does a little bit of racing. Scott Crouch. Yeah, that's what we have. Come on, Scott. Let's fill that thing in, please. Tom Reicher. I want to say Reicher. Running in the 8th spot. Kyle Jetty right behind him. And number 42, the second Toyota in the line. First one being driven by our 4th place runner, Jerry Isaacs. All other cars so far have been Chevys, including this one here, Sean Hook in the 188. He was running in 10th, rounding that out. In 11th, Jeff Sharp. Just click on through the field here. Fifteenth spot, Dusty Martin. Eric Moore. That outside line trying to go again, so let's catch back up to that action, as it looks like the 34 is starting to roll. He's got the 42, Kyle Jetty, and the 188 of Sean Hook on the outside. Here comes the 69, Anthony Hanna, going to join in the party on the top side. A couple more cars on the outside. Oh, look out, the 34 giving a little dance. Tom Richter is giving a little dance here at Talladega, and that's a dangerous thing. Neese is leading the points, so that's the number 60 right now. Todd Neese running 23rd on the track. So he's got some ground to make up, but very early on in this one, as we're working lap number 13. The outside line starting to really form up here. We've got about 6 or 7 cars. And no, we're going 3 wide racing here at Talladega. Look out, it's the 14 of Craig Bell, and he wants to go. And then he thinks better of it and says, you know what? We're on lap 14. I think I'm just going to hop back here in line. Now, really what happened, we probably had a very good run, had to scrub some speed off, and went back up to the top to do that. And I say that, but yeah, he's doing it again. Crank Bell, gonna make it 3 wide one more time through the corners. Oh my. The 42 drops down in line, that's Kyle Jetty. The 188, Sean Hook, gonna try and pick up Tom on the outside. And Tom says, yep, see you, boys. I'm dropping down here. There's a hole. I'm going to take it. The outside lane's not the place for me right now. Good stuff. Biggest mover of the race right now. How about it? It's number 37 of David Rogerson. Up 14 spots already to the 9th position. He's being followed by Cole Gray. Gray in the 88 up 11. So those two seem to have locked bumpers and maybe working together. Up front, though, Chris Wold, he has led every lap of the way. Mike Grandy has been happy in second spot, just kind of following along every once in a while, poking out, cooling down that engine. Dave Sanders in the 77 doing the same thing in the 3rd spot, and Jerry Isaacs in the 4th spot with Eric Anderson behind him. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that paint scheme. The Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've been green flag all the way here at Talladega, and Chris Wold has led every single lap. We're starting lap number 17, and the guys are starting to settle back down a little bit. We do have the 14 and the 2 out on the outside lane. That's Crank Bell being followed by Chris Dean. And the 5 of Eric Moore just popped out there for a second, and he's going to stay out there. So they're going to try and reform up that outside lane. They got 5 cars to do it. We talked about Moore popping out there. Behind him, it's Dusty Martin. Trevor Ryan was out there for a second. Now Martin and Ryan both pop back down on the inside lane. I kind of want to go for a ride here at Talladega, so I think we will. Next time by, we're going to pop into the cockpit of our race leader and take a lap around this big 2.65 mile track we lovingly call Dega. Mike Gray joining us on chat. Don't worry, Mike. I see you out there, bud. I appreciate it. And you are cheering for Cole Gray. Cole right now being scored in the 10th spot. Up 11 spots. He's doing a great job. Oh, I got all distracted and missed our turn. Oh, man. That's it. We're doing it anyway. Through turns 1 and 2. Here we go. Out of number 2. Down the long back stretch we go. Yeah, Jake, that's what I was hearing. Somewhere around 25 to 27 is what I was hearing. Of course, that's going to be a little bit different depending on how you're driving, what kind of group you're in. On the front stretch with Chris Wald, our race leader. And this time by, we're going to make it 20 laps leg. Well, we'll make it 19, really. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. iRacing does things a little bit differently. Such a cool thing. I love it. Out from the backside of Chris Wald, you see Mike Grandy Sr. started in third spot here tonight. No, he did start in 4th. He made a great move right on the first lap, got down to the bottom, and then followed Chris Wald. Yeah, I believe you're right. He is definitely cutting the air for everybody. He's going to be using more fuel by doing it. And I would think that you'd be absolutely right. He should be the first guy on pit road. And without knowing the rules, if they have to call it out, I bet you there's a bunch of drivers that come down with him. Definitely have 2 packs of racing going on here. We actually have more than that. We're going to call it 2 for now. Looks like we do have 2 drivers that may have already called it a night. Paul Turner and Andrew Caldwell. Caldwell doesn't look like he started the race here tonight. Turner 5 laps down. He's been on pit road for about 3 minutes, so even if he comes back out, the finish isn't going to be there for him. Lap 22. The questions start now. All right, guys, when are you going to pit? What are you going to do on your pit stops? All these questions. Going back and forth between teammates. And if you don't have a teammate, now's the time to make a really good friend. Top 3 drivers nose to tail, and they have been throughout this race. Jerry Isaacs holding on to 4th spot. Eric Anderson in 5th. First stops are happening, and they're happening deep in the field. 24th on back on pit road. Dusty Martin in the 35 led the way for Crank Bell, Chris Dean, Andrew Koska, and many others. And they are all coming back out on track. So lap 24, but our leaders are still out there. Round 2 of pit stops coming. Sean Hook in the 188 leading them. Jason Dalton, Cole Gray, Todd Neese, Jay Morris, James Ford, Cahalis, Dorsey, Stiverson, all on pit road. Well, that's part of the reason for a short pit, right? You try and get some fresh tires, get a little extra speed. And here comes our race leaders. This is what we've been waiting for. It is going to be 24 laps in, and hard on the brakes is a 77. Sanders almost sends it down into the wall, able to hold on to it coming down pit road. All right, let's take a look and watch. I've got 15th on back coming back, or back out on track. Our race leader just hitting his pit stall. Let's see if the tires go up. No tires for Chris Wald, our race leader. He comes out just a full tank of Sunoco fuel in his number 32 Budweiser Select. Grandy, Isaacs, Finnemore, Eric Anderson. I'm going to follow him out. This will tighten the field back up as these guys have to get back up to speed. Starting to see a little mixing going on here in the top 15. First and second with a bit of a gap. Jerry Isaacs, Finnemore trying to catch him up. Eric Anderson leading a bunch of cars. On the outside, Cole Gray trying to make everybody pay. Side by side, the 88 and the 43. Gray on the outside, Anderson on the inside. Gray going to try and make this pass happen. Looks like the two going to sneak back down on the inside lane. That's Chris Dean. 5 cars versus 2. Everybody trying to hunt down our race leaders, and when they finally get this freight train going, it is going to move quickly. And they've done it. They've got 5 drivers, make it 6 and 7 as they pull in. 47 of Koska and the 5 of Eric Moore. They were a little late to the party, but they are coming strong. Meanwhile, up front, 2 sets of 2, first and second, third and fourth, running together. Slower car just ahead of our race leaders. They're going to get a bit of draft off from him. They got to make up about another half a second before they do, though. Wald and Grandy have been nose to tail throughout this whole race. Jerry Isaacs in the 51, up 2 spots into that 3rd place. Finnemore behind him, up 6 in the 4th. And look at the line of cars that are coming. Third and fourth have caught first and second, but it's not going to be enough to stop the freight train that is happening behind them. Definitely a pretty good mix of what happened on pit road, but most stops were in that high 11 to mid 12 range. Top four drivers nose to tail, and they are starting to catch Crank Bell, who is slightly off sequence. He moves to the outside. Bell gonna go down a lap. I'm gonna guess it was a pit road penalty based on his time. Looks like he was in his pit stall for 52 seconds. So I'm gonna say speeding was probably the cause of Bell being out there by himself. And that's a terrible mistake, but not one you can't overcome here at Talladega. It's very early on, and certainly he'd be in line for a lucky dog spot if an incident were to occur on track. Right now, he's plenty fast and running fifth in line. He actually might be helping Eric Anderson to catch the race leaders. Anderson leading that second, well, I was going to say the second line of cars, but it's a freight train. It's not a line. It's way bigger than a line. And Anderson right to the back bumper of Crank Bell. And Bell might be able to use these guys too if he can convince a few of them to jump out to the outside lane with him. And they're not going to do it. They had a head of steam and they didn't pull the trigger. Now Crank Bell does. Bell to the outside all by himself. This could be dangerous. He could go back all the way on that outside lane. Nobody is jumping up with him. That big head of steam that they had is gone. Bell able to sneak back in line. So still a lap down. Running in the 7th spot. And an opportunity lost there, you got to believe, for Eric Anderson, who led that freight train. Finnemore stepped out just a little bit, maybe cooling down the engine. Or putting the feelers out to see if anybody wants to go up there with him. Eric Anderson, I don't think is going to do it. A little further back, we do have a line starting. It's going to start with the 34 of Tom Richer. Richer has the 47 of Andrew Koska. The 41 and the 77 all lined up. All right. Well, since there's no Earnhardt number 3 out there, I'm going to go with, it's a good call. Stick with Petty. So that second line that was starting to form petered out. A lot of cars out there trying to cool off. Oh, the 34 shoots way up on the track. And Jay Morris, I thought was going to go with him, fell right back down to the inside lane. Now goes back to the outside. He was going to go with the 34. Didn't happen. Maybe just didn't want to lose draft. Oh, he's led every single lap that we've run so far here under green flag conditions. Our race leader, the 32 of Chris Wold, our pole sitter, again has led every lap here tonight at Talladega. All 34 completed. We're working lap number 35 of 85. That is kind of awesome. Hope you enjoyed that time. I haven't been down there in way too long. Again, we are trying for a second lane. Eventually, somebody's going to have to see if it's going to come in or not. And right now, it looks like the 47 of Andrew Koska leading the way on that outside lane. He's got a couple of cars behind him. And it looks like the 77 of Sanders is going to join the outside lane. Sanders has a little bit of making up to do. Should be able to do it, though. The 27 going to jump out there. Oh, the 34 pops back down to the inside lane. He's going to use it to motivate. So nobody really willing at this point in the race to hop to the outside and make some passes happen. Had several attempts at it so far. And we have a huge line of cars vying for the race win here tonight. Cyber Thunder Racing League. They race multiple times in a week, from what I've seen. Jake out there has actually confirmed that, saying he races in a couple of other Cyber Thunder nights. And the quality here is wonderful. Todd Neese, the lone driver ahead of that long chain of lead pack cars. Neese maybe going down a lap here very, very shortly. The driver that doesn't want to see that, Crank Bell. Bell was the first driver one lap down. Now he's going to have to work to stay in front of the 60. Bell, though, the 7th car in line. And being in line, he is going quickly. Oh, man. Now I'm all jealous. Todd Neese out to the outside, and he has lost a lot of spots. He is 18th in line, and I believe he may have lost the draft to John Dykeman. Dykeman in the 41, the last car in this lead pack of 17. And here we go again to the outside. The 41 going to try and make it happen. Excuse me, that's the 47. That's Andrew Koska. I blame the font. 3 drivers now, at least 1 lap down, that are on track. Frank Bell leading the way of those 3, sitting in the 30th spot, 7th in line. And we've got a little action going on here as we go to the outside, and it's Craig Bell leading the way. The lap down driver, Craig Bell, in the 14, leading the way for some of these drivers to try and make something happen on the outside. We go 3 wide now. The 77 on the outside lane leading the way. And that's going to settle back down. 2 lanes is enough. I'm not ready for 3 yet. I got to take a hit of oxygen. Need to sniff my inhaler. I'm not quite there yet. Oh, slight contact with the 42. Kyle Jett got a little touch from the 35 of Dusty Martin. Martin's starting to slide back now just a little bit and falls back in line. That's a smart move. The first caution was narrowly avoided. But what it did with all that racing in the back is it allowed for a 5-car breakaway. Wold, Grandy, Isaacs, Finnemore, and Anderson have left the building. The other 12 cars in that pack need to stay single file now and try and catch them. They're being led by a lap down driver. It's Craig Bell leading the way. Cole Gray in the 88, the 6th place runner, right behind that lap down driver of Craig Bell in the 14. The 88 trying to use the 14 to get back up towards the top 5. We are halfway done with this one, lap 43 of 85. Second round of pit stop should be starting here in about 6 laps or so. If you can push it to about 7, you can make it all the way with just 1 more pit stop here, and that's something you got to think about as well. And with the help of Craig Bell, the 88 of Cole Gray is back in line with the top 5. It took about a lap and a half. Craig Bell looking to the outside. Will anybody go with him this time? They kind of owe him the favor, but they're not going to do it. Craig Bell shuffled to the outside. We got drivers going below the yellow line now. The 42 of Kyle Jetty drops it down below the yellow line, gets it back in line without making a pass. Craig Bell able to get back in front of the 88. Gray made a little room for him. $40 laps to go. Here for the Cyber Thunder Racing League Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup Series. Live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Got to thank everybody once again for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun for me, taking on Talladega with this awesome group of drivers and this awesome chat that's happening out there. I love it all. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Our pole sitter, Chris Wold, out front still, has led every single lap of the way here at Talladega. Mike Grandy has been sitting on his back door all race. Grandy just looking for one little mistake out of Chris Wold to try and take advantage. Jerry Isaac sitting in the third spot. He's up 2 to get there in that Toyota. He's the highest running Toyota in the field. Finnemore sitting in the 4th spot. He's up 6 positions to get there in the number 1. Eric Anderson behind him, up 2 to get in the 5th spot. Couple of drivers fresh out of pit road. They take it to the high side to stay out of the way. And here comes a bunch more down pit road. For a long time, our highest running lap down car, Crank Bell, is now down on pit road along with a few others. And by a few, I mean a lot. 10th through 18th, all on pit road along with Crank Bell right now. That's what you got to do. You got to stay with your teammates and not speed down pit road. It'll kill your time. It'll kill your day. And unfortunately for Bell, he has already figured that out. And our race leader is now going to peel off and come down pit road. The 32 makes it clean. Side by side racing on pit road. You don't often see that. Mike Grandy gets ahead of Chris Wald on pit road. Wald now down on his pit stall. We'll see if he's going to take tires this time. From 10th place out, all on track, trying to get there. Jerry Isaacs, the first driver, back out on track from that lead group. The 51 goes from 3rd to 1st. Did he take enough fuel? He was in his pit stall for about 12.3 seconds. So my answer to the fuel question is, yeah, he definitely did. Not sure what happened to our pole sitter here, but no longer the race leader for the first time here tonight. Here comes the 43, Eric Anderson, getting a push from Finnemore. Finnemore looks down on the bottom side, can't make the move. The 43 of Eric Anderson is now your race leader. And my, oh my, have things changed here at Talladega. One pit stop changes it all. Anderson, Finnemore, Isaacs, Hannah, Ricker. Your top 5. Kyle Jetty, Chris Dean, Eric Moore, Dave Sanders, Dusty Martin. Your top 10. And there's some serious separation between those drivers. So big time gaps out there that need to be closed in. They have 35 laps to do it. Christine in the number 2 car leading the second pack. The packs are now starting to split up. Smaller numbers than we had before. Chris Wald checking in with our pole sitter here. Has dropped down to 26th spot, 55.2 seconds in his pit stall. Got busted for speeding, must be. Roger Muth checking in. Roger, hope everything's going well for you tonight, bud. Good to see you out there. If you're just tuning in, you have missed what I think is one of the best Talladega races I've ever seen. Green flag racing all the way. Crank Bell in the 14, our first car, one lap down, so he was able to reclaim that. Chris Wold somehow able to stay on the lead lap. And Anderson in the 43. Got his sunglasses on. He is feeling good. Clean air on the front of that Chevrolet. And behind him, Finnemore in his Chevrolet, the number 1. Biding his time. He's the first driver that has a shot. A sign from Eric Anderson. Jake, here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we choose not to use crank it up. We like to turn it up. The 69, Anthony Hanna up 9 spots to get to the 4th spot. Behind him, Tom Richer. Richer up 9 to get to 5th. Kyle Jetty in the 42 up 6 spots into 6th, and the biggest mover of the race right now up 18 spots, Chris Dean in the 2 car. Remember, he is leading that second group trying to catch these guys. The gap right now 1.85 seconds, slowly going down. So Chris Dean has been on fire here tonight, and they are slowly starting to catch that front pack. It's within drafting distance. Chris Dean going to find all kinds of extra speed. Up to 195 miles an hour before entering the corner. Dean can sniff that draft, and he has got a shot. 30 laps to go here at Talladega, and this has been unreal. This has been a great, great race. So much fun. Bob Rogerson in the 78 goes down 1 lap to our race leader. So Stuyvesant, the first driver, 1 lap down. Should a caution come out, lucky dog would go to the number 20. Chris Dean, however, marching this forward. He's about a little less than a second behind Kyle Jetty in the 6th spot. So it really is closing up, and it's starting to close even quicker now. The draft is definitely within the 2's grasp. And the guys in front of him are going to figure it out very quickly. They got to go. Our pole sitter, Chris Wold, down a lap in 26th spot after leading the Lions load of laps here around Talladega. Not going to have the finish that he is going to want tonight. Crank Bell in the 14, still a lap down, trying to push forward, trying to be in a spot to be able to get a lucky dog should there be a caution. He's got one more person he's got to pass, the driver of the number 22, and he just did it. Crank Bell, now the first driver on the lap down chart. And Chris Wall is watching this one go further and further out of his grasp. Anderson up front in the 43. Finnemore still biding his time. Jerry Isaacs in third. Waiting for those two to possibly make contact. Checking in on Chris Dean, who has been methodically driving up to that first group. And his group of 5, make it 6 drivers, is there within striking distance. Are they going to use the momentum and try and go to the outside? Are they going to fall in line? Eric Maurer, Dave Sanders, a part of that group. Dusty Martin, Andrew Koska in the 47, a part of that group. Cole Gray in the 88, another part of that second line that has now caught the first one. Anderson continues to lead the way after that second pit stop. That is all he needed. One mistake from our pole sitter, Chris Wald, and it happened. We got a couple of drivers coming down pit road. It's going to be Mike Grandy Sr. and Jeff Sharp. Not able to make it to the end. 25 laps to go. Nobody's going to make it to the end. I totally miscounted. It happens. I've only got so many fingers and toes. Last time on pit road was lap number 48. I don't know why I was thinking they could make it all the way, but I was. Single file for quite a ways. Everybody just kind of letting the laps tick down before they try and make their move. The outside line really has not been tested all that much here tonight. Three laps to go for our race leader, Eric Anderson, with Finnemore right behind him, along with Jerry Isaacs. With 22 to go, Eric Anderson continues to lead the way. Fittimore taking a peek to the outside, just trying to cool it down some more, getting ready for the finish of this one. We do have one green-white checkered in the back pocket if we need it, but it's been green flag all night. Drivers right now being scored at least one lap down. Andrew Caldwell did not take the green flag. We're down to fingers and toes time. 20 laps to go for Eric Anderson in the 43. In the 2, Christine, Eric Moore, teammates. Thank you, Jake. I couldn't do this without you. You are a wealth of information, and I really do appreciate it tonight. Between trying to say people's names right and trying to get all the facts straight, it really does help to have somebody out there helping out. Top 4 drivers starting to separate themselves just a little bit for Tom Richer. Richer taking a peek to the outside, really getting that thing cooled down. So that might be where we see the split happen. A set of 3 teammates. Good to know. Tom is really starting to think about it. With 18 laps to go, he is starting to run a little higher, And now Anthony Hanna, I believe, is starting to see that in the mirrors. He was a little higher that time by. Sometimes the thing to do is to whoa up just a little bit, get yourself a little bit of separation, and then go for it. But without a couple of teammates, that is tough to set up. Hannah in the 69 starting to move up a little bit, and the 34 was taking a peek. Okay, so Richard and Jetty. Yeah, they're trying to run together. That's what it takes. You cannot win this race by yourself. That's been proven 150,000 times over. In sim and in real life. Oh, Hannah. Okay, yep. Next time by, we're going to put a foot down and make it 15 to go. And it's the 2 go. that still has me wondering, as in, when are you going to go? Who is going to step out first? Who's going to try and make it happen? Eric Anderson, I don't believe, is going to go unchallenged. Got a bunch of pit stops happening. It's going to send a good part of this field down a lap. And here comes our race leader, Eric Anderson, now bringing it down pit road, along with the whole front group. Finnemore trying to make a pass on pit road. Oh, it's tight. Oh, it's tight. Eric Anderson was our race leader coming into this pit stop. Chris Dean, Dusty Martin stayed out. Last time on pit road, lap number 47, so they're not going to be able to afford to stay out there for much longer. And here they come. So they stayed out for an extra lap. Let's see what that does to them. As we have a new race leader that's coming out onto the track, it's going to be Finnemore in the 1 car. Coleridge Finnemore is going to be our race leader. Right now it's being scored as Martin and Chris Dean, but they are on pit road. I'll take a look in on that for you. Frank did not get caught on pit road. Might have been a scoring and timing thing. He was in his pit stall for 11.8 seconds. And we have a new race leader. Finnemore leading the way over Jerry Isaacs. Tom Richer in the 34 behind him. Then it's Anthony Hanna, Kyle Jetty. Jetty working that 5th spot. So again, these 5 drivers are going to try and catch the race leaders. They do have Craig Bell in the mix. He is a lap down. The 43 who came into the pits as our race leader, currently being scored in the 7th spot. That's Eric Anderson. So 1st to 7th on pit road. Very different fuel strategies happening out there. Times varied on pit road by a good margin in some cases. Now 34, 69, and 42. The 34 kind of out front by himself. It's going to really be up to the 69 and the 42 to catch him. As they go around Trevor Ryan. Ryan now going to be scored the 1st car, 1 lap down with 11 laps to go. Top 3 really hauling the nail, but that second group starting to slowly reel them in. 4th place, Anthony Hanna, just 1.4 seconds behind the 34 of Tom Richer. 10 laps to go. Finnemore leading the way. And it's starting to heat up in the second group as they're trying to work their way around the 18. Trevor Ryan a lap down. Still trying to race. They get it all straightened up in a line now. The gap continues to close from third to fourth, 1.15 seconds. It's going to be 9 laps to go this time by for Finnemore. And Jerry Isaacs starting to take a peek. Far from over is this race with 9 laps to go around this giant 2.65 mile track, the fastest track in all of motorsports. I don't know if that's true. I'm going to say it though. I can. I'm the one with the mic. Finnemore might be in trouble though, because here comes Jerry Isaacs on the outside. The 51 said, now is my time, and he is gone. As the second group is catching, things are going to start heating up now. The 34, Tom Richer in second spot. Finnemore back to third, trying to challenge back. He's got the 14 of Craig Bell right behind him. But going to settle into fourth spot is Finnemore. Just like that, first to fourth in a lap. On the outside, it's Chris Dean. Dean trying to get anybody to go with him, couldn't do it. Nobody willing to pull the trigger here with 8 laps to go. Still a bit early. Richer in the 34, running in second spot. This could be his race if he pulls the trigger at the right time. Jerry Isaacs driving out of the rearview mirror. The 42 of Kyle Jetty's right there. Seven laps to go. The 42 puts a nose out, decides better. Meanwhile, the lap down car of Crank Bell going to the outside. Bell way to the outside. Finnemore going to use that time to catch to the third place runner. Bell now just ahead of the 2 car of Chris Dean with 6 laps to go. Other packs are trying to form up on the track, but it's going to be too late with 6 laps to go. Not enough time to try and catch these race leaders. All the action going to happen right here. This time by, Flagman sticks 5 fingers out in the air, indicating 5 laps to go here around Talladega. $80 laps of warm-up for 5 laps of racing. Here we go. Jerry Isaacs leading the way in the Toyota. Tom Richer in the 34 Chevrolet. In second spot, Kyle Jetty in the Toyota, running third. Finnemore in the 4th spot has led a few laps here. Would like to try and do it again with 4 laps to go. It's almost time to pull the trigger. Down the backstretch. A perfect line being driven. Oh, we got contact. The 14, Crank Bell, made some contact. We all keep going in the straight direction, though. We stay under green. I did not want to see that. Too good of a race happening tonight to have a caution. Three laps to go for Jerry Isaacs, leading the way in the 51. Tom Richer, Kyle Jetty running second and third. Finnemore, Anderson round out the top 5. Anthony Hanna and Chris Dean round out the top 7. And that is what we got here, battling it out for the race lead. The 18, Trevor Ryan, 1 lap down. And Chris Dean has got to try and get around him. This time by, popsicle sticks will fly. 2 laps to go around Talladega. The moves are going to start happening now. The pace gonna quicken. And we got moves going. The 34, the 42 go up high. Tom Richer to the race lead. Kyle Jetty behind him. Richer falls down on the inside lane. The 42 hung out to dry. Jetty may have just helped make the move of the race. Or was it too soon? Jerry Isaacs right on the back bumper of the 34. Trying to get it back. There's separation. Finnemore in the 3rd spot. The 42 to his outside. The 51 on the back bumper. White flag in the air. This time is the last time. Jerry Isaacs on the backstretch in 2nd spot. Knows he's got to make a move soon. The 34 moves up the track along with the 51 to block him away on the bottom side of the track, going through turns 3 and 4 now for the last time this race. Jerry Isaacs has nobody there to help him. Too big of a gap. Back to Finnemore down the front stretch. The long front stretch. The 1 pips pops out. And too much to block. Oh, contact on the last lap. Finnemore's going to win this one. Eric Anderson, Kyle Jetty, your top 3. Oh, a heartbreaker. An absolute heartbreaker on the very last 100 feet of this one. And Finnemore was in the right spot at the right time to take this one away. We're going to go back and watch that last lap one more time. Right out of the cockpit of our race winner, Finnemore. He was sitting in 3rd spot, a heck of a lot of separation between the two, and then all of a sudden the draft kicked in. A little bit of blocking happening right in front of him. That should have tipped me off that there was going to be something happening. It didn't. Finnemore goes way to the outside. The 34 tries to block him down, makes contact. The 34 actually came down into our race winner. And that was how it all ended. Awesome, awesome race. All right, we're going to have post-race interviews here in just a moment. Give me 1 minute to confirm with our race, top 3 finishers. We will be right back live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we're back live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've got our top 3 finishers here with me here in the booth, finishing a strong 3rd position here tonight in what was absolutely a fantastic race. It is going to be Kyle Jetty. Kyle, it's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, Chris. How are you?
Oh, man. After that, dude, I'm ecstatic. What a great race that was. And a 3rd place finish for you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, I thought I had kind of gotten a little out of shape towards the end there. I think I fell back to about 8th. It just kind of got sucked back, and then ended up finding a little run right on the last lap and found a hole and just kind of sat there and thought I was going to be finishing out with a P5, and some chaos kind of ensued at the end there and ended up right where I'm at. So I can't complain.
Yeah, well, listen, after starting... And let me see if I can do quick math. You're up 9. You finished 3rd. That means you started in 12th. Right? Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah. Carry the 3. Yeah. Perfect. So starting in 12th, that's kind of, it's not necessarily mid-pack considering how many drivers we had, but it's deep enough in the pack where you really had 2 choices to make. Do you go back? Do you go forward? And obviously, tonight you made the right moves all the night long.
Yeah, I was talking to some of my teammates, and we were all kind of debating that at the beginning of the race. We were like, man, should we drop back? Like, we don't know. Like, I personally haven't raced this package yet, so I didn't know what to expect. And once we kind of felt it out after a few laps, I was like, man, this is probably going to just sit single file. It doesn't seem like you can really build too many runs on the outside without a lot of help. And so that's kind of what we figured out. We just kind of played it safe and made our pit strategies, and I mean, it worked out.
All right, bud. Well, here's the best question of it all. For that 3rd place finish, who do you have to thank on that number 42?
Mainly just everyone at Turn 3 and you guys for putting on these broadcasts. I mean, it's awesome. And then Wheels for Warriors for helping us do these, and pretty much all my teammates and everyone that kind of helps out, and Dalton for making these awesome paints, and even though they like to play jokes on me, but you know, we'll let that one slide, and it looks good in red, so we'll keep it.
I wasn't going to say anything about your hood decal, bud.
As far as we're concerned, it's snap on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, congratulations once again on your 3rd place finish. We're going to let you go party it on for the rest of the night.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, our 3rd place finisher driving the number 42. It's going to be Kyle Jetty. And finishing in our second spot tonight, it's going to be the 43, a great looking car itself, Eric Anderson. Eric, it's Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do have a copy.
Oh man, I love that when it all works out good. I dig it a lot. Well, bud, you're up 5 spots to finish in second spot. You had a pretty good sight of everything that was happening for the race lead. Take me through that last lap. What were you seeing?
Well, I was just buckling in there behind my teammate in the number 1 car. He helped me a lot tonight. And then the Wheels for Warriors turn 3 car was really fast tonight. I had a great time.
Well, I may have mentioned in the broadcast that was my favorite paint scheme of the night. But
it ain't that original. I got some ideas from it and just buttered it up a little bit to my liking.
No, I love it. I love it a lot, bud. Same question I asked for Kyle for that second place finish. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, I want to say Wheels for Warriors. You know, this is just a game that we do here, but they really help the guys that go out and give us our freedoms and come back with issues, and they help those guys a lot, and it's really a big deal. This is just a lot of fun here. And then turn 3, you guys give us a little bit of the extra edge that makes it fun. So I appreciate you guys too.
Well, I'll tell you, we appreciate it, and we appreciate good racing, and that is exactly what we saw. Eric, congratulations once again on a second place finish. That is the driver of the number 43 here tonight, Eric Anderson, bringing it home in second spot, and that means we have just one more person to talk to. Up 9 spots to capture the race lead here tonight. It's going to be Coleridge Finnemore. I almost screwed it up, even after I asked you how to say it, Coleridge.
Ah, that's okay.
See, I did it again. Coleridge.
Everybody gets one chance.
Okay, fair enough. I took my one shot. So, I see by the little flag next to your name that you're Canadian.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good with that. Most of my family's still up there. Nonetheless, but a 9-place gain to get to the race lead in that last 10 laps or so. You were shuffled back from the race lead. You were looking, and then you decided to pull the trigger. Take me the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was kind of, we were sitting there in 4th place, and I kind of had, when we came off pit road, I thought I was going to be short, so it was kind of good that Jerry and Tom got around me there. And then when we got there to the end, I saw Tom move up and Jetty move up, and I went, perfect, that's our go. So we pulled in behind Jerry, and we were able to be 3rd and 4th now in the pack. And with Kyle backing us up there, coming to the white, it allowed the front 2 to get away, and then it was just, we were able to get a good run, me and Eric, and make a run there at the end. Unfortunately, we got into Tom there, and I apologize to him and that team because they were having a good run, and I didn't want to finish a race like that. But yeah, it was we had a good rowdy energy Chevrolet tonight. It was going fast. All 3 of our team cars were up front, so we had a good outing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. You won by 11 100ths of a second here tonight at Talladega. Coleridge, who do you got to thank on that number 1, bud?
I want to thank my team, Eric and Chris. They did a great job tonight. Chris with the paint scheme, so he always comes out with that. I want to thank Wheels for Warriors and what they do for this league, and I want to thank you guys at Turn 3 Racing for putting on a great broadcast.
Well, I can't thank you enough, and congratulations on a huge win here tonight. Flag to flag, and we have a winner. It is the number 1 car. How fitting is that? Coleridge Finnemore, our race winner here at Talladega, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And I can't thank these guys enough for inviting me out here. I actually learned about something new here, and it's the Wheels for Warriors, guys. Make sure you go check it out. It's based out of Nebraska, and basically what they do, they pair a veteran that came home with a mentor. They get them on a motorcycle. They pay for the first year, everything for the first year. What a cool concept. Try and help them acclimate themselves back into society and try and help them out along the way. It's a great, great thing. And I just love being even a small part of that. So once again, I just want to say thank you to the Cyber Thunder Racing League. This has been an absolute blast. And guys, make sure you tune in. I don't know if Dave's going to be back next week or not, but if he isn't, I'm more than happy to fill in one more time. This has been a lot of fun, and this is Talladega. This is the Turn 3 Racing Network, and it's been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.